$2 billion. That is the price of one of the world's most expensive diamonds. The actual most expensive diamond doesn't even have a price tag, but how do we know that it's one of the world's most expensive diamonds? There's 4 qualities that go into determining a diamond's value. They call them the 4 C's: cut, color, clarity, and carat. Each of these qualities can drastically change the value of a diamond collectively or individually. Though a lot of these cannot be seen by the naked eye, a lot of them you have to have a microscope to be able to see some of these qualities. My interest in diamonds started when I started working at a local jewelry store here in town. Today I'm going to be telling you all about how color, cut, clarity, and carat contribute to the diamond's worth. I'm going to start with cut, and then we'll move on through the other 3 C's. So what is the cut exactly? We'll start with the shape. The shape of the diamond is going to be a part of the cut. It can be a cushion cut, princess cut, round cut, oval cut. There's plenty of different shapes. The thing about the shapes is the way that they reflect the light from inside the diamond and from outside the diamond. So the best diamond, when it comes to getting reflections of light, the amount of flare, the amount of sparkle that you're receiving back from the diamond, and the amount of color you're receiving back from the diamond, that's going to be on the round cut. And so if you look here in this photo, you can see how I have the ring tilted in different spots here. You can see different amounts of color coming from each one. And then these are going to be the different shapes that they come in and the way that they're cut here. And all of that goes into how the colors are reflected and how the light bounces back to you. Diamonds actually have anatomy, which includes the table, the girdle, the pavilion, and the crown. And these things affect the amount of scattered reflections and whether it's going to be a lot of flashes of light or a little bit of flashes of light. Altogether, the diamond cuts affect the amount of light that is reflected through the diamond and on the outside of the diamond, and the amount of colors that are bouncing off the cuts that are inside the diamond. Now from cut to color, and not like a salon, color is the second C that I'm going to discuss. The color grading scale starts at D, which is colorless. E and F are also in that same group, but as you move down through the alphabet, it gains a little bit more color each time. So as you can see here, like I said, needing a microscope to be able to see some of these differences, this is D through F. These are going to be the most colorless diamonds that you can get. These ones here are going to be some of the middle grade ones. Usually they're a little bit more affordable just because it has some yellow in it and you can usually see, but you have to be looking closely. Now these ones you'll always be able to tell with the naked eye because look at it. And then here, this does a great job of showing exactly each section of how much yellow it holds. So right around here is probably where you would start to be able to see it with your eyes if you're just looking at it on a hand or ear, whatever. And then this right here is what they call fancy diamond, and those are going to be diamonds that are colored, and they are graded in the same way that the colorless diamonds are, which is basically just on what the value is of how vibrant or true the color is. The key thing to keep in mind is you probably won't be able to tell the difference if you're looking at the diamond in person. I know when I was working in the jewelry store, I would sell diamonds that looked like they were colorless and they were actually like way down in the scale, and I was like, no. So far I've told you all about the cut of diamonds and the effects they have on light reflections, and I've also told you about the color in diamonds and how close sometimes you might have to look to be able to tell the difference. Speaking of looking at diamonds closely, let me tell you a little bit about carat and clarity. Beginning with carat, this is the third C of the 4. Today's metric carat is equal to 200 milligrams or 1/5 of a gram. That carat tells us the weight of the diamond. Something worth remembering is generally the weight of the diamonds will go up by 0.25 increments. When shopping for the diamonds, ask for diamond certification information. So here we can see some of the different sizes, and this is going up by 0.5 and then 0.25, 0.75, a little bit more drastically looking changes. But then if we look here, you can see these are going up by 0.25 increments. These look almost the same. So for example, when you ask for the diamond certification and it says 0.97 or 0.102, the 0.97 can sometimes be a lot less expensive. moving on to clarity. Now clarity is what you'll really need to have a microscope for. If you look here, you can see the diamonds will move in a different kind of a scale where they're rated on clearness and how many inclusions or imperfections are in there. So starting up here, these ones are going to be the flawless ones, which you will probably never ever see anything, and then they slowly, gradually become to have more inclusions and imperfections in the diamond. And then I like that this picture shows these ones you'll be able to see with the microscope, and these ones you'll probably be able to see with your eye, and that's how the scale normally goes. So are diamonds really that expensive? By now I hope we can all agree that it really just depends. I told you about how cut affects the light reflections and how color can change along the scale, and I also explained how the carat of the diamond is the weight and how clarity moves along its scale, including where you might be able to see inclusions with the naked eye. If you're going to shop for diamonds, now you're going to have some insight.